y'all, welcome back to my channel, Bible Reviews and Afternoon Tea. My video might be a little wobbly because I'm having to hold on to my tablet, but I just wanted to stop in very quickly and let you know that this is going to be about verse mapping, but it's taken from a Lent scripture writing video that I did. In fact, it's Lent scripture writing day 37. And this one received the most views, and I think it's because verse mapping is in the title. And in that particular day of scripture writing, I verse mapped a verse from Titus. So this is a portion of that video so that you can see the entire process of how I personally do verse mapping. So I hope that you'll stick around and watch it. And I just want to let you know that I will be doing more verse mapping in future videos, as well as my channel reads, Bible reviews, and other Christian content to help you with your studies. So I'm glad that you're here. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn the bell white so that you'll be updated as each video is uploaded. I'll see y'all in just a minute. Stay tuned. This is going to be an extensive verse mapping because I've been doing this for quite some time. Today, I'm going to be using 4 different translations to compare with the New International Version. As a newcomer to verse mapping, you probably only want to try to compare with 1 or 2 different translations, or it can get overwhelming. I think this is very fun. I love everything with English and words, so this is something that is kind of easy for me to do, but you want to do what works best for you. So this is going to be using the NLT, ESV, CEB, which is the Common English Bible, and the Amplified. So let's compare with our NIV version. What are the differences with who gave himself? The NLT says he gave his life. The ESV, CEB, those are the same, but the Amplified says who willingly gave himself to be crucified on our behalf. So we're going to mark those in one color. That's going to be blue. Now I'm going to use my red pen. The NIV says to redeem. The NLT says to free us. There is no change in the ESV. The Common English Bible says to rescue us. And the Amplified says to redeem us and purchase our freedom. I really like how the Amplified adds so many extra words. I can get the picture in my head a little better. Now with my brown pen, NIV says from all wickedness. The NLT says from every kind of sin. The ESV says from all lawlessness. And the Common English Bible, from every kind of lawless behavior. And the Amplified is the same. Now let's get our next pen, get our purple pen. We're going to compare to purify. The NLT says to cleanse us. The ESV is the same. So is the Common English Bible and the Amplified. So we're going to move on to the next phrase. His very own. The NLT says his very own people. The ESV says his own possession. And the Common English Bible says a special people for himself. And the Amplified, whoops, I got tongue-tied. The Amplified says a chosen and very special people to be his own possession. That's so pretty that Jesus has chosen us as a very special people to be in his own possession. He owns us. Now let's compare eager to do. The NLT says totally committed. The ESV says who are zealous. The Common English Bible says who are eager, so that's the same thing as the NIV. The Amplified, who are enthusiastic for doing what is good. Now let's get our next color. This is a light purple. The NIV says is good, but some of the other translations have another word after the word good. The NLT says good deeds. The ESV says good works. The Common English Bible says good actions. So that's everything for checking out the differences in the different Bible translations. And again, if you're trying this at home for the first few times, only use 1 or 2 different translations because you want to enjoy this. When I first started verse mapping, this was very, very intimidating to me. And it's something now that I really enjoy. I can spend hours all day doing this. And it is time consuming. Believe me, verse mapping is going to take longer than 20 minutes. It's going to probably take an entire day if you have that to spend. You can easily spend a couple of days or even a week verse mapping. But what you learn, it is so interesting. It is really, really fun. I'm an English nut, so I enjoy doing things like this. So now we're going to transfer all of this information over to our paper. Now I apologize because you can't see the first couple of lines at the top of the screen, but I'll tell you what I'm writing, and I apologize. So on the top right-hand corner, in black ink, we're using the NIV, I'm going to write the words, who gave himself, in black ink. Then I'm going to take a blue highlighter, the same pen that we were using, and I'm going to put a box around the words, who gave himself. You'll see me pick up that pen here in just a moment, right there. So I apologize that you can't see what I'm doing, but you'll see the other ones that are coming up next. Okay, so everything is going to compare with the NIV. So we're going to take this blue pen and we're comparing who gave himself. We're just matching up the colors here. We're going to do to redeem in red pen. We're following the same color code that we just used. We're going to use brown for the phrase, from all wickedness. We're going to use purple for the words, to purify. Then we're going to go further down with our green pen, and we're going to use that for his very own. We're going to use orange for eager to do. And then for the word good, and there's always an extra word following in most of these, we're going to use kind of this pinkish purple color. And you'll notice this matches the printed sheet that we just did. As I'm showing you there, that's the NIV. Now we're going to take the different translations and we're going to list them. So remember that top right corner, the one you couldn't see? Well, now I'm going to show you the NLT says he gave his life. The Amplified, which I'm writing here, AMP, who willingly gave himself to be crucified on our behalf. So we're going to do this with each word that is color-coded. So to redeem us, you see that? We're using the red highlighter or the red pen. The NLT says to free us. The Common English Bible says to rescue us. And the Amplified says to redeem us and purchase our freedom. And as I said, the Amplified is my favorite. Now we're going to look at the group of words from every kind of sin, and we're going to box that in brown, same color. The NLT says from every kind of sin. The ESV says from all lawlessness. I made a mistake there. I love my little tape, whiteout tape. The Common English Bible says from every kind of lawless behavior. There's nothing in the Amplified. There's no difference there. So we're going to move on to the word to purify. The NLT says to cleanse us. And that was the only one that was different. Now we're going to look at his very own. We will box that in green. The NLT says his very own people. The ESV says his very own persuasion. I had to use my whiteout tape. Common English Bible says special people for himself. And the Amplified says a chosen and very special people to be his own possession. I guess it's a good thing I colored my roots. You can see my hair. Okay, so now we're looking at eager to do, and I'm highlighting that in orange. I'm sorry, that's kind of tucked up there at the top. The NLT says totally committed to doing. The ESV says who are zealous. And the Amplified says who are enthusiastic for doing. I accidentally skipped the word good. We're going to catch that in just a few minutes. Now we're going to do definitions. Our scripture is written in the NIV, but on my software, I have to use the NASB version to look up words. So now we're going to look at definitions. When we're looking at the word to redeem us, it means to release on receipt of ransom, rescuing from power and possession of an alien possessor. And then I jotted down the Strong's number 3084. I apologize, I didn't do the Strong's number on the rest of these. Now I'm taking my pink pen, or this is my red pen, and I'm doing a little doodle around this so that I know that this definition goes with the red pen, to redeem us. The NASB doesn't use the word wickedness, it uses the word lawless. And it means behavior contrary to God's law. And the reason why the word's different is because I'm using the NASB version, like I said, to do these definitions. I did a doodle with my brown pen so that I know that it goes with from all wickedness. Now we're looking at to purify. It means clean, removing all intermingling filth. Now I'm doing my purple doodle, so I know that it goes with purify. Now we're looking at his very own. The NASB uses the word own possession. And I love this. The definition for this is his prized treasure, special possession. That's what Jesus thinks of us. Then I'll do my doodle in my green highlighter. Next, we're going to look at eager to do. The NASB uses the word zealous, and it means boiling over with enthusiasm. Now we'll do my little orange doodle. And at this point, I realized that I didn't do the word good. The NASB says good deeds, and it's good that motivates, action that comes from inner desire with intention and purpose. And then I'm going to come back in and do my doodle with that kind of pinky purple pen. So now we're going to go back. Yeah, I skipped it. We're going to add it now. So under good, we're going to write that in black ink, and we're going to box it in that pinky purple color. And then we're going to pull from our paper, going back to the printed page that we first did. The NLT says good deeds. The ESV says good works. And then we have the Common English Bible, the CEB, and it says good actions. So now we're caught up. Okay, so next what I want to do is to look at cross references. So I'm using Bible Hub, and on here you're going to see me scrolling. I'm trying to find a verse that matches as close as possible to the verse that we're verse mapping. It's kind of keeping things in context. So I found something in Exodus 19:5. Now, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession out of all the nations, for the whole earth is mine. So that matches what we're looking at here in our Titus 2, verse 14. You always want to try to find a verse that is close to what you're working with. Sometimes they don't really match. So just use your best judgment. As you gain experience, you'll see what I'm talking about. Matthew 20:28 is the next cross-reference. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many. Now, oftentimes Bible Hub will use more of an antiquated Bible version, not something that's modern. So this one is a little bit of an older Bible version, I can tell. Then I do commentary. I scan the commentary in my Bible, and then I choose things that I think will help me when I go back to look at my work. This is the NLT Illustrated Study Bible. And it says, salvation produces a people who have the desire and capacity for the good deeds outlined in Titus chapter 2, verses 2 through 10. It recalls the formation of Israel as a nation. And then those who follow Christ are now God's people, his nation, and the Spirit leads them to keep God's covenant. I like that, so I'm going to highlight that in red. Now what we're going to do you see what I'm circling here? Kind of in the air? These are the definitions that we just did. And I'm fixing to do something very cool. We're going to rewrite the NIV, verse 14, into what the definitions say. So it's going to read totally different. Now this is something that's just for your benefit. We are not rewriting scripture. We're not adding anything to the word. This is just to show you what we've written. Now, I'm a homeschooler and I teach English. It's my favorite subject. So this is going to sound like an incredibly long run-on sentence, but I think that you'll get the idea of what we're going for. Sometimes when I have extra time, I will go through here and I will make it a proper sentence or a proper paragraph. So just bear with me as I read this out loud and you'll understand. You'll get the idea of what we're trying to do. So this is Titus 2:14 rewritten. The who that we're talking about here is talking about Jesus. So we're going to say, Jesus, who gave himself for us to release us from ransom and from the power and possession of an alien possessor, which is Satan and sin, from all behavior contrary to God's law, and to remove all intermingling filth, for himself a people that are his prized, treasured, and special possession, boiling over with enthusiasm to do good that is motivated by intention and purpose. And our intention and purpose is to bring others to the Lord, for people to be saved. I hope that you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up and hit the bell so you'll be notified of future videos. Again, if you're a first-timer at doing verse mapping, only do 1 or 2 Bible translations for your comparison. It's a whole lot of fun. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that maybe you can go back and take a couple of screenshots so you can give this a try for yourself. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 38 in our scripture writing. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye, y'all.